Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of the Australian Real Estate News Weekly Highlight. I'm Peter. If you like our channel, please make sure you subscribe, forward our videos to your friends, and then share some comments in the comment section below. It will really help us. This is another hot week. Sydney has going to finally seem to be like a summer, which in general terms, in normal years, summer should be around to be finished at the moment. But we just got a little bit heat in the weather. And what's coming with the heat as well is the actual market. As soon as 2021 resumed, agents started working from the 4th of January already, where normally they wouldn't be start working until end of January. A majority of the auction has already been booked in at 30th of January, especially for big areas like Mosman and Lower North Shore and eastern suburbs. We are really thrilled to see what's going to happen in those areas on the 30th of January after the first auction of the year. But even before that, a couple of agencies already achieved amazing results. Let's dig into what they have done now. And then another thing, we had to thank our sponsor, Plus Agency, sponsoring our projects and our video and programs. If you have any real estate needs, buy and selling, please contact Plus Agency. All right, with no further ado, let's go into the articles. First one is the top 10 best performers for house sales prices in 2020. So a lot of people saying, 2020 is a year of the real estate. The number of transactions in new sources alone almost equivalent to the entire transactions happening in 2019 across Australia. So who are the best of the best performers in the year 2020? Let's take a look. The last one will be Longueville, which is the area in North Shore, very leafy areas, but the prices has been tripping off the roof. I would have not thought about this suburb being in the top 10, but apparently it does claw back into its rightful position. Along the side would be areas like Darling Point, Beverly Hills, Vaucluse, and Mosman. The first three areas, the eastern suburb, which is, there's no any reason why they wouldn't be in the top 10. And Mosman has become the most popular areas in 2020, especially for expats. Continue forward, there are other areas in the city or around the city that actually got a fantastic performance across the board. Let's just say Beverly Hills record with 75 house sales and median price of $5.722 million. And Vaucluse achieved third with 96 sales at a median also over $5 million. Mosman has a whopping 220 house sales at a median value over $4 million. Other areas actually got into the top 10 list. We include Melsons Point, which is the traditional beloved apartment area, and also Kirribilli, who has achieved some amazing sales of some really small properties, without a balcony, but still amazing prices. And also Cremorne Point, which has a fantastic view over the Opera House and the bridge. And even the properties without the view to the bridge and the harbor still achieved some amazing results. And then the Cremorne Point has finally got 38 sales with the median prices over $1.3 million. Point Pepper, of course, the most expensive suburb in Australia, has came up on the top of the list with 21 sales, the median prices of $2.28 million. But if for those of you who have tuned in our channels last year, some of the amazing prices like $95 million are also happening in Point Pepper, especially in areas like Worsley Road. Okay, going to the next one. Talk about apartment market. So last year we keep talking about apartment market, and the apartment market is going to come back and this and so on and so forth. We have not actually made any wrong predictions on this thing. After the eastern suburb houses tripping off the roof, people move to the northern suburb, especially Lower North Shore, and that sets off Mosman. And now apartment market finally took its rightful places. This particular penthouse of Elizabeth Bay of the Farrago founder's chief, Jeff Wooden, has been sold for $11 million very, very recently. It does have a very beautiful view towards the harbor. It's been renovated. This property was purchased by the owner back in 2012 for only $4.7 million. After 8 years, it has doubled and more. If those of you think the apartment market is a tumbling market, it's not stable, people don't make money is by buying apartments, well, there you go, another example to make people think again. And then right beneath this property is another one that was actually previously owned by Cate Blanchett, who is the Oscar Award, queen of the drama. And then she bought it in 2013 for only $1.92 million. I'm interested to see how much her property will be sold. After this, going back to more apartment sales, Macomb Home Point's apartment sells for around $7.5 million. Another big sale for Lower North Shore. This is located on number 3 Eastern Crescent. This is actually not a penthouse. This is actually a ground floor apartment. It does have a beautiful courtyard. However, the view is not going to be as significant as the other one we just saw, but the price point has also achieved $7.5 million after it's being released onto the market for many years. It's a 4-bedroom garden apartment in a very boutique block, sold by LJ Hooker, takes off after Christmas approaches. This is amazing results for a very little buildings in Macomb Home Point, but this is an amazing result for the big Greater Sydney areas. People can now see that apartment also does hold this value, regardless it's located on the top floor as a penthouse or located on the ground floor as a garden apartments. Moving forward, another apartment record prices has been made in South Coogee by a very lucky agent, which we have mentioned at the earlier of the show. The property was sold by, again, Sotheby's Internationals, leading by Michael Pellier. This is an amazing year ahead of them, and they have done an amazing year in 2020 as well, despite the COVID. This record prices is a 2-bedroom apartment plus 2 1-bedroom apartment on the top floor. Total price has been sold for $10.55 million, which is absolutely amazing. And what's even more amazing is this is in just 4 days, Sotheby's International has already achieved $49 million worth of sales with just the kicking off the year. And then for a lot of agencies, that's a year job, and they have done it in 4 days. The property is located in number 1 Worsley Road in South Coogee on the ocean front. It is an old apartments, but it does have a very beautiful ocean views towards the Pacific Harbor, to visit ocean. The bid starting from nowhere near as $11 million, and had a crazy increments between $100,000 all the way up to $9 million and $50,000. Exchanging in different buyers until it was done. By the sound of the hammer. This is just absolutely amazing results once again. Regardless what this market or COVID or anything that happens, apartment market looks like it's going to take its turn in this year in terms of capital gains for people. Last week we had a very interesting messages from a lot of our viewers talking about, because last week we had an article talking about people not just buying properties, they're also buying people's pool, they're buying people's tennis court, and then even more, they're buying people's driveways. And now we have seen another listing of a Western Sydney vendor listed its driveway with plans for luxury homes. So you can see from this window, you can see from this picture here, next to the owner's home on the side, this is the driveway that actually going to be a site for a beautiful home located on number 4, Lapstone Place in Leone. This is now on the market. Size is 632 square meters, a very narrow front, but very big on the back. And then it looks like whoever's taking this is gonna have to do a lot of work with the architect to bring out the best possible layout for their future homes. And the listing prices is somewhere around sort of $590,000 to about $630,000. After 13 years of subdivision, the owner has done nothing, but now the market finally at the right place, and we're gonna see whether this will be sold within the price range or above the price range. All right, next one, celebrities. So last week we talked about celebrities already, but looks like more and more celebrities now jump into the market, putting their money into assets and then secure themselves a very good investment, safe and sound in the future. Leading this will be Nicole Kidman, one of my favorite, and other celebrities also snatching up properties in the Southern Highlands. So apart from where our famous Song lives, and apart other choices from Byron Bay, there are people that actually buying properties in Southern Highlands. Nicole Kidman has snatched up this beautiful property called Bonya Hill at the Sutton Forest, and then more and more people are actually buying land, farms, and all of that down south or further away from the CBD. Not saying this is the right thing to do for owner-occupiers, because not everyone want to live in a place far, far away. However, this does show a trend about people really understand how to secure their money with assets rather than just living in the cash or blow away in luxury goods shoppings. Instead of luxury goods, they're buying luxury homes and luxury lands. All right, last one of the day is tips for first home buyers in the hot Sydney property market. We deal with a lot of first home buyers as well, and then with this year's beginning, with government's incentive, all the stimulus and this and that, there are more and more buyers actually interested in getting into the market. A lot of them has never touched a property before, never has thought about buying property before, but because they have seen how many stimulus the government has rolled out and how cheap it is to maintain a home and afford a home rather than renting a home. A lot of the rents are actually more than the mortgage they need to pay, finally decided to jump in the market. However, first home owners, because they have never bought a property before, so there's a lot of hesitation. They see the crowd and run away. They see people in competition, they run away. They see a little bit of problem with the Shroud report and run away. So they've been searching on the market for a long, long time. Unfortunately, all the good things have been snatched up by any other people that actually looking at the same property with them. And for them, they have got nothing purchased and watching the price rise again and again. So a couple of tips in here is that, first of all, don't worry about competitions. The more people buying a property means there's something to it. So never have to run away from a big crowd. If you think it's a good property, if you think you can afford it, no problem, jump into it. The next tip will be, don't worry about the little things, focus on the bigger things. So if you have problems with the house, there's no perfect house. Even the $20 million sale that happened in the eastern suburb is not bound to be perfect. There are always things that need to be fixed. There are always floor plans that doesn't, give you the right thing. But, as long as you can focus on what the major needs of yours is, then you don't have to worry about the little things on the side. Apart from that, with first home buyers, a lot of people that I've dealt with come in and offer ridiculously low prices, knowing that it's way below the market prices. So they always get rejected, but they keep offering and go nowhere, upsetting the agents, upsetting everyone, upsetting themselves, and end up buying nothing. In terms of actually offering very low prices, what the offer normally will be based on is actually based on the nearly sold, the property that's been sold in a very near recent. If something is being sold on the same street or in the same building with a similar aspect at a certain price point, don't expect the next sale will be a lot cheaper than what was sold before. Expect that it will be a lot more expensive or at least the same than what was sold before if it's something that's similar prices. So making the study, the study is very, very important, understanding what's the recent prices in the area, what is the right offer to give, and then what you need is what you need. You're not buying something and compromise something on your major needs is very, very important. I've seen people that are actually looking at very good areas because they are going to need education. They are going to be, they're going to need to be living very close to where they work. However, unfortunately, they haven't bought it because they compromise themselves on other things, they listen to other people, still focus back on what you need the most, and make a judgment based on that would be the best tip to give to the first home buyers. We have a lot of properties, we have very patient people that can help you through the process, and also buying a property just not between the buyer and the agent. There's also accountants involvement, solicitors involvement, so making sure that we get the right people, right professional people on your side before you make a purchase. And then that is the tip that we're going to give it to the first home buyers. All right, so that wraps up for the Australian Real Estate News Weekly highlight of this week. And then I'm Peter, looking forward to see you again in next Saturday. Thank you and have a good day.